Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. If this is your first time here, this is my second video I'm actually making, and today I am going to be focusing on the Sar9 um, by Sar USA. Sar USA imported this from the company of Sar9, which is a Turkish company where they manufacture these actually. The company uh, the factory actually, from everything I've read, is top notch. It's like it's the best of the best of factories. They don't use any old equipment. Everything's brand new. We'll get into, and also they've been in making firearms since the late 1800s, 1880s, or 1890s, I do believe. Um, First, I'll do a safety check. No rounds in the mag, and let me grab my flashlight so you guys can see as well. There's no round in the chamber. Uh, Easy way to do that is just to stick your pinky in there. Make sure you never point the muzzle at you or anybody else. Stick your pinky in there. Make sure there's no rounds in there. The reason why I do that, some people may say in the comments, hey, that's a little bit excessive, but really it's not, because let me teach you a lesson real quick. This right here is your shell extractor. So if your shell extractor is extremely dirty, caked up with carbon and powder, it's just blown back from the gases that it expels the round from the muzzle, um, which eventually your extractor will get really dirty, or if it is just flat out broken. This rack and the slide will not eject your round if you have a faulty ejector. So that's why I always double check. Okay. Quickly, I wanna touch on a few things. Now, this specific firearm was built because NATO was looking for a new sidearm, and Turkey got into the race with a. Let's see. I wrote down a few notes. Real. Okay, Turkey got into the race with the. I think it was Germany, Australia, and U.S. And this was Turkey's entry, and this thing went through rigorous testing. One thing they did with it, this endured 130-degree Fahrenheit baking to simulate desert conditions, and also negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit for the Arctic. It also endured salt fog, high altitude, and 24 hours of rain. Also, solar radiation, fouling, a drop test, and 150,000 rounds of live fire in the factory. Okay, that was just Sarleman's own testing they did. Now, NATO is not as extensive, but they did, when they went and submitted this to NATO. NATO did a did the test. It's the same test for all the countries, whatever weapon they submit, like Austria, Germany, and the U.S. Um, all of them had to run 90,000 rounds of live fire with the same gun, and the SAR was the clear winner in this. That alone speaks volumes. This is a very well made firearm. I'm just blown away by it, and the price at which I bought it. I bought this in 2018 when these, I think that's the year, maybe 2017 is the year that they hit the American market. I got it for a whopping $280. The reason why is because they were brand new to the market. Nobody heard of SARS. What's a SAR USA 9 millimeter? Well, this is what it is. A lot of people like to say it looks like a cross between a Glock and a HK. Well, I can see like the Glock slide, and the frame does look like H&K VP9. Um, but hey, that's fine with me because those are both great guns. So in 2018 I paid $280. A year later I looked it up and it jumped from 280 to 380 at the store in which I bought this. It was an online store. Uh, the suggested MSRP on these are $449, which a lot of people consider a budget gun. Um, Yet they don't consider a Glock a budget gun, which is $550. Uh, I paid half the price of a Glock for this, and I would much rather trust my life with this than I would with the Glock, to be honest with you. Now, this does look a little bit, the frame looks a little bit different than maybe if you've seen one of these before. That's because I have a vinyl wrap on it right now. Um, they do make vinyl wraps for pistols. I also had a vinyl wrap on the slide, but I found that you lose traction with that. So if you need to rack your slide real quick, and that vinyl may cost you costly seconds if you slip the first time or you can't get a good grip and it takes you a little bit longer. So I took it off. I will post what these look like without the wrap on the thumbnail, so you'll get a very good look at the frame and what it looks like. Now, when you buy one of these, it comes with three side straps for both sides, and three back straps. They come in small, medium, and large. So basically, you customize the grip, the size of the grips to fit your hands. I think I put a small on the inside where my palm goes, and then like a large side strap on the grip, and then the back strap is a medium. Let me see if I have an example of. Yeah, so here's a large back strap. So if I were to take the vinyl wrapping off, it's very easy. There's just a pin there that you knock out. They supply you with the tool to do so, and then this piece would come off the back. This would pretty much be flat from here to here, and then you insert this, and then you have a larger hump right there. So really, the ergonomics on this are great already, um, but I mean, you can make them even better personalizing it. I've fired this weapon extensively. This is my favorite 9mm that I own. I've put um, probably 4,000 rounds, if not close to 4,000 rounds through it. Um, I've never had any malfunctions other than the first day I went to the range with it. Um, First, let me start by saying they recommend you shoot 124 grain, which is the NATO round. I bought a cheap box of what was a Winchester white box at Walmart because that's seems like that's all they sell, and it was 115 grain. So um, I fired, I think, the first two magazines I fired. By the way, it comes with two double stack 17 round magazines. Every 5 shots or so, it seemed like I'd get a failure to extract because the recoil spring is still tight and stiff, so it wasn't getting enough blowback from that small 115 grain round. So immediately at the range, they sell ammunition. Got 147 grain 9mm rounds, and I fired 2 boxes of that through this, and then I started firing 124 grain until I got to about 350 or 400 rounds in, and then uh, tried out the 115 again, and no problems at all. It ran flawlessly. So it did have a break-in period. I hear people arguing all the time um, there about whether or not there is a break-in period. Some people don't believe it. I think some firearms probably do have a break-in period. Some probably don't. I mean, whatever. This is a very, very well built, sturdy, durable weapon. Let me just show you how to break it down, and I'll show you what I mean about how well built and sturdy it is, and why possibly it had a break-in period. For one, look at this guide rod and spring, very thick. Now I have another 9mm here. I wanted to compare this recoil spring to the SARS. Now you can see the difference. It's much bigger. Um, and much more durable. Everything on this pistol is like that. Um, it's just they're very well made. They're very just durable. They're built to last, and like I said, they're built to last in any conditions. Like I said, 130 degrees, so desert. Conditions, Arctic, salt fog. I didn't even know they did stuff like that. High altitude. They left it 24 hours in the rain, solar radiation, dropped it and fired 150,000 rounds with no malfunctions. Okay, that's the key. No major malfunctions, which means no parts in this broke. And that's the same thing with the NATO testing when they ran 90,000 rounds through it. That's NATO's benchmark pretty much. It has to be able to fire 90,000 rounds without any parts breaking in the firearm. And from what I told, they even surpassed 90,000 and showed off a little bit and kept going. But that's just stories. I'm not sure if it's true. A lot of these things, the extraction pin on this is very big. You could see very thick, very sturdy. You don't ever have. I don't think I'll ever have to change that. I don't think it'll ever break. I mean, this is just a very fine firearm. It's striker fire. Um, Disassembles real easy. Assembles real easy. If I didn't, maybe I forgot to tell you. You see this strap right here? Runs all the way across the bottom and then onto the other side. You just put your index finger on one side and your thumb on the other. Unless you don't have an index finger, then you use your middle finger. Pull down, pull the trigger, and then the slide comes right off. Right? It's very much Glock-like when you look at the inside of it. Even this back plate here comes off just like a Glock would. It's got firing pin. I don't have a Glock with me to compare, but I think they're about the same size. And there's some parts actually turned out to be compatible with Glock. I had lost on the firing pin. I lost the cup spring that goes around the firing pin that holds the spring. They're called cup springs, and I couldn't find any aftermarket cup springs for for the Sar9, and so I ended up buying some that were built for Glock, and they're maritime cup springs, which are supposedly supposed to self clean the I forget what you call it, but you know where the firing pin sits in there, in that little tunnel, in that groove. So as it shoots, that spring pushes it back out. It's supposed to grab any debris and push it back out. I don't know if that's true, how well that actually works or not, but yeah, like I said, this thing will fire anything you put in it, as long as it's 9mm. 115 grain. Like I said, I was shooting 147 grain. It's best at 125 grain NATO rounds. That's what they recommend. Now, some of Yeah, some features that are really notable are the low barrel access to the grip ratio. So that makes this gun shoot flat. There's not much kick on it, and that allows you to get back on target really fast. I mean, I'll have to get to the range with this one as well. As soon as these prices drop down on ammo, I'm gonna be taking this 9mm out and then my Beretta out and do some range time with them. You'll see that. You'll see the shooting, see how accurate they are, and come back and I'll do a final review on every weapon that I review on this channel. Um, it has a 20-degree grip angle. Very comfortable. It's almost natural for um, you see a target and you get two hands on it and you just point. You don't even have to aim. You just point, and then you look down your sights and holy crap, I'm right on. My sights are right on. It feels natural. Glock has a more it's just a strange. You gotta tilt your wrist down, and I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable to me. Uh, Barrel length is 4 inches, 4.4 inches, and the weight of this is 27 ounces. Assuming that's unloaded, but it's not heavy at all. I think it's 1.4 inches wide in width and somewhere around 5 inches tall, I think. And not sure about the exact length. I'd say somewhere around 6.5 inches, maybe 7. So it's got a beveled magwell, as you can see. So if you're into sport target shooting, speed, it's easy. You don't even have to be looking at it. It just goes right in. It feeds itself. All you gotta do is touch a part of that, and it's gonna guide itself right into that magwell. I love that about it. Yeah, I just this is my favorite 9mm. Very accurate. I can shoot probably 5 rounds in less than 2 seconds, with the target being 15 feet away, and hit a grouping of inch and a half, all within. Not to brag or nothing, but that's how accurate this firearm is. It really is. The trigger reset on this. Watch how short the trigger reset. Right there. So, and it's very noticeable. You can feel it in your finger. So, another thing, I noticed a lot of guys that did reviews on these. There's a red paint mark right there behind the trigger, and they don't understand how that's a safety thing. Well, let me show you. You got your firearm. Pretend this is a loaded magazine. I clear the barrel, make sure there's nothing in there. I know there's nothing in there, so I pull the trigger. Now that trigger is pulled back, you see no red. I can put my fully loaded magazine back in here, and next time I pick this up, could be a couple of days later, uh, I'll know that it's the magazine is loaded because I'll feel the weight, but I'll also know that there's nothing chambered in here because as soon as you rack the slide, that trigger comes forward again and that red shows. So it is a safety feature, showing you that there is no round chambered. Although never trust everything 100% that is man-made, because man makes mistakes, and things that men make can be faulty sometimes. Um, Treat every firearm as if it is loaded. That's one of the main rules. And anyways, I don't want to get to the firearm rules and lessons on this video. I just wanted to give you a quick part one of the Sar9 USA. When I get to the range. I will do a part 2 on this, although I really don't. I've already put 4,000 rounds through this. I love it. My girlfriend, who is pretty much new into shooting, she loves it. She's most accurate with this gun more than all the other pistols that we have. Um, it's just a win-win. With the price, you can't beat that. Half the price of a Glock, and to me, it seems to be more durable than a Glock, more dependable than a Glock, and maybe more accurate than a Glock. I don't know. I challenge you Glock guys out there. Uh, get yourself a Sar9 and try it out and see what you think. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and I have plenty more to come. I won't be doing just desktop reviews on guns. I will be doing some range time and some other interesting things on this channel. So thank you for your support, and have a great day.